back for week 2. Was looking forward to breaking down another week of Trey Lance. Hopefully, the 22-year-old would show signs of progress. Hopefully, he would be an improved passer, runner, and everything that it takes to play quarterback. Unfortunately, Trey Lance suffered a freak injury, and everybody wants to blame Kyle Shanahan, but I don't think there's much that he could do with that. We just saw Trey Lance pick up multiple first downs as a rusher. But as we know, the 49ers have plenty of talent on the field. The show must go on, and we're going to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. Look off to the left side right here, Brandon Ayuk. When I say they are loaded with talent, you don't see those type of plays like that ever, really, right? So they're going to score a lot of points. That was always going to be the case either way. Now we're going to find out if it's new quarterback, same mistakes. So let's get into it. So this was Deebo Samuel's explosive play before Lance went down. So we are going to see counter bash. So the backside tackle and guard, they're going to pull. And the running back, who is Deebo Samuel, he's going to go away from the action. Trey Lance is going to read it. If he sees the defensive end stay, as he does right there, he would normally give it. So right there, it's probably the wrong read. However, that doesn't matter because you have 19 who just shook him, broke a tackle, outruns everybody. Just insane right there. The fact that he's able to essentially turn into a magician and get out of that mess there. So we get to see it from the end zone angle. And I tweeted this picture just because it doesn't really make much sense how he got away from here. So right here, 1, 2, 3 defenders. You have 2 oncoming. Doesn't matter. Good effort there by the tight end. Turns into a foot race. Deebo runs out of gas. Still 51-yard gain. All right, we are watching right tackle Mike McGlinchey on this play. He has played well all season. I know people aren't used to hearing that. I know people might not want to hear that, but the offensive line in general has performed well. And on this play, just blocking down. Pancake. All right, so Jimmy is in, and naturally, the Seahawks are going to come after him. So the Seahawks bring 6. Look, they have 6 guys on the line of scrimmage right now. That means it's probably going to be man coverage. The ball has to come out hot. I think to the bottom of the screen here is where we should focus. So you have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. Probably going to have a situation where you can get one of those guys open. I think Jimmy does an excellent job here of recognizing the blitz and getting the ball out hot. He said he got smacked after the game, and that's exactly what happened. So let's just watch it play out. Watch Ayuk in the slot. Again, he just sits down, knows it. He's not going to have time to run a route that's going to be, longer developing. So a good job by Jimmy standing in the pocket, knowing that, hey, if they bring 6, we only have 5 to protect. See, running back goes out. So Jimmy could pick 2 sides here. He can go to Jeff Wilson leaking out, or he could just come to Ayuk. No real wrong answers here. Somebody's open if Wilson leaves, but at the same time, the quarterback is responsible for the extra rusher. So he knows he's going to have to take a lick. If you're going to take a hit, might as well complete a pass. Exactly what he does there. A really nice job. It would not be a Kyle Shanahan called game if they did not come back to the same play on the next series. He does that all the time. So, all right, let's watch the bottom of the screen. You're going to see the same concept where the receiver is going to run off, and then Ayuk, who is in the slot, he is going to run a just little 5-yard out route. We are watching for the quarterback and making sure that he's playing on time. And early on here, I think Jimmy did a really nice job of playing on time. So the Seahawks are in a trap coverage. And by that, I mean this corner to the bottom of the screen here. He is going to bluff like he is going to run off with the receiver. And then he is going to essentially trap the quarterback into throwing that out route. And he needs to jump the route. So here's how it plays out. Turns back. Belichick has been doing this for a while. I know it goes back before him, but he's kind of who made it popular. If Jimmy doesn't throw this ball in time, it could be a pick easily. So 1, 2, 3, he's in his route. So the corner is already starting to break. He's probably a step late. But if Jimmy doesn't throw the ball in time, that's bad news. Or he takes a big hit. Instead, it doesn't have to worry about that. That was 2nd and 14. If they don't complete that pass, they're not converting on 3rd down. So again, doesn't seem like much, but just playing on time there is pretty important. And again, you see the pass protection there. They were lights out for most of the day. After the game, Jimmy said it was kind of like 2017 where you can just go out there and play ball. So there wasn't a lot of thinking early on with him. He was just letting it fly, and I think that is probably when he's going to be at his best. So this seems like a Trey Lance play. Why? They're going to, so we're looking at the top of the screen. Brandon Ayuk's going to run a curl. He's in the slot. Ray McLeod motions out, and he's going to run a deep out route. That's where the ball is going. Again, the importance of playing on time here. So the ball goes to Ray McLeod, and it's behind him. The reason that the 49ers are able to get away with this is because Jimmy plays on time. Jimmy gets the ball out when it needs to. So before or as Ray McLeod's coming out of his break, you can see his head's around. The ball is on the 40-yard line right now. So you can get away with slight inaccuracy issues if you play on time. So again, not to beat a dead horse, but early on that was the theme for Jimmy Garoppolo. Would it continue? And now we get to watch the end zone angle here. Check out how the offensive line looks. No leaks. First down. On a throw outside of the hashes to the far field, will we see more of that? Because they have a chance to open up the field. They did it with Trey. We'll see if that will be the case with Jimmy. And here he goes right here. That was a shoo-in, a layup that it seems like the 49ers always can hit these plays. On that deep out route to Ray McLeod, I want to focus on the left guard here, Aaron Banks. He has played very well so far through 2 weeks. Watch him look for work. So he has nobody, scans the field, and knocks the defensive end off his block right here. So love that. He's active, and that's all you want. All right, the Seahawks are in a single high safety. It's third down. We're watching the top of the screen here. Jimmy throws a really nice pass here. Buys time in the pocket. Even, like, there's no rush here, but the fact that he's moving, he looks comfortable in the pocket. Nice slide there. Gives this guy a chance on 3rd and 8. As you can see, even with the screen frozen, nobody's open. And when I get a single high matchup, I'm thinking as a quarterback, I know that there's a fade on the outside. I have one-on-one. I'm going to give my guy a shot. He does exactly that right through the wickets of Ayuk. He has to catch that. There's no doubt about it. But I think the bigger takeaway here is Garoppolo pushing the ball down the field on 3rd down. Give your guy a shot. He does. And unfortunately, it's an incomplete pass. So on the very next play, and as you see the end zone view here, I'm going to talk through the next play. So it's 4th and 9. Kyle Shanahan decides to go for it after the game. He talked about his analytics staff told him the probability of them converting that is higher, 4th and 8, my mistake, is higher than, them having a potential touchback. So let's walk through it. It's 4th and 8, as I mentioned. It's a flood concept. So what we're going to have here is we're going to see the tight end, and he is going to run just a quick out route. The next guy is going to run a deeper out route. That next guy just so happens to be Deebo Samuel. And then the clear out route in a flood is just running the coverage off, and that is Danny Gray. So on 4th and 8, knowing out of this look, I probably want to give the ball to my best player. The design should be to go to Deebo right there. You can see Jimmy, and he pretty much seems content right there, right? Like it seemed like he was going to Gray the entire time. So it's 4th down. Yeah, you want to give your guy a shot, but why not take the better route right there, right? Deebo Samuel. And I know it's easy to do this after the fact, but anybody would agree that if I need to make a play on 4th down, and I have 2 options. I have a rookie who I believe this is his first target ever in his career, or Deebo Samuel, who I've already seen have a 51-yard gain. I'm going to give him a shot. Incomplete pass, turnover on downs. All right, here we go. Another 3rd down play. And I remember speaking about this last week. So during training camp, Kyle Shanahan told us what his favorite route is on 3rd down. So same thing again. Bottom of the screen, they're going to run a stick concept. So Ross Doyle to the tight end. He is the number 3 receiver. 5-yard out, Juwan Jennings, same thing, 5-yard out. Deebo Samuel to the bottom of the screen. He's just running off the coverage. Top of the screen, you have Brandon Ayuk in the slot. He has a choice route, essentially. He's going to try to get across the slot corner's face, and if he can't, he's going to pivot back out. And then you have a curl route to the top of the screen. This is great by Jimmy because he recognizes what the defense is doing. He knows this man coverage. Why? Because look at the linebacker to the top of the screen. Look at how he's positioned. Linebackers generally don't walk out to running backs if they are not responsible for them in coverage. All right. All that's to say they converted a 3rd and 2. Easy throw and catch, but it doesn't happen if you don't know what's coming. Nice and simple, right? As a quarterback, I want Jeff Wilson to score here to pad my stats. Here we go. Run play. And the offensive line played about as well as you could ask. So here's a duo play. It's a gap scheme. The center and the right guard, Brindle and Spencer Burford, they're going to block number 97, the defensive tackle. And the left guard and left tackle are going to have a double team on number 99. And what Banks is going to do here is he's going to make sure that the double team is secured enough for Trent Williams to handle him. And then he climbs to number 56. And as you can see, the combination on the other side between Brindle and Burford, they are getting 97 out of the paint right now. This play pretty much sums up how the offensive line performed. Jeff Wilson has not been touched yet. The first time that he was touched, so where's the ball at here? Behind, what's that, the 30 to 40? The 35, he's gone pretty much 12 yards before he was touched. That's what you want to see in the running game. All right, this one hurts. So it's 3rd down, and they're on the 2-yard line. What's going to happen is the 49ers are going to they want to fake the ball to Deebo Samuel. And if you watch the receivers to the top of the screen, Brandon Ayuk and Juwan Jennings, they're going to bluff like they're stock blocking, and then they're going to run her out. If the ball is high to Jimmy, should be a easy pitch and catch, throw it, near the goalpost so Juwan Jennings can go up and get it. Watch how this play would unfold. Jennings is open. Brandon Ayuk wide open. So no matter what he wanted, no matter who he went to, they would have been open. Unfortunately, had a butt fumble from the center. Let's go to the end zone view here so you can see it. Snaps it right off his butt. Kicks off Spencer Burford. They're lucky that they were able to retain the ball, but these plays can't happen. Not for a playoff team. You can't leave points on the board in the red zone, especially if your head coach is not willing to go for it, which in my opinion, with the way that their defense is playing, will play all year, going for it on 4th and goal from the 2 should be a no-brainer. You should have your 2-point conversion play ready. And instead, they settle for a 20-yard field goal. I'm sure that might be because it's against the Seattle Seahawks, but I think with how they are, who they are as a team, set the tone, man. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a frustration field goal because, they had the right play on 3rd down, but they never got there. As promising as the first half was, it seemed like in the second half, Jimmy G kind of resorted to his old way. So here we go. Bottom of the screen, you're going to see Ray McLeod run a dig route. You're going to see the running back, Jeff Wilson, run a rail route, which is essentially just a wheel router. He's going to run right up the seam. And then to the top of the screen, we have Danny Gray running a shallow. So, again, we are reading this strong hook defender right here. He will tell us where to go with the football. Let's just watch him and him only. If he sits, we can throw behind McLeod. He does. He sits. And the veteran quarterback, who this is after halftime, he has to stand in the pocket, which I showed earlier in the game. He did a good job of that for whatever reason. I think he just bails on this play too quickly. So there's nobody in his face. He can stand there, stand tall. All right, now we're past that point. Now we are on scramble drill. Look at these levels right here. He could throw to Danny Gray coming across the field. Sure, there's 2 guys coming downhill on him. Jimmy did a great job in the first half of looking down the field, looking at that second level. To me, this ball has to go right here, right? To Ray McLeod on the scramble drill. Nobody's open. It's 2nd and long. He catches this. He's probably, who knows if he makes the safety oncoming to him missed, but it should be a first down. They should stay on the field. And instead, that does not happen. Like, that's not an easy throw to make on the run to that first guy whenever there's opposite color there in his face. Would love to see him, again, look down the field, be consistent looking down the field, and not just these flash plays early in the game. But let's watch from the end zone view and to see what happened with the protection. Because it didn't seem like there was any reason for him to bail. Right here, the pocket looks about as good as you can ask, right? Eyes never got there, and errant pass. The very next play, it is the same issue. So what we have to the top of the screen, you will see a double in route. So both receivers are going to run about 10, 12 yards and cut across the middle. We are reading the same person. The strong hook defender will tell you where to go in essentially every passing concept. So let's check it out. Let's watch what he sees. And again, comes off the route really quickly, probably a little too quickly, and doesn't give the route a chance to develop. So let's watch the strong hook defender and see what he does. He's getting out. He's getting out. So right now he's in no man's land, not guarding anybody. That ball should be to number 19. And Deebo Samuel is in a foot race with the cornerback as the linebacker, as you can see, is turning and running. He should be running with the ball in his hand and out racing whoever is trying to catch him. So instead, you see Jimmy come off that route too soon because he's bothered by the opposite color. That might feel nitpicky to some, but to me, this is one-on-one, right? Especially this is the veteran quarterback. This is the guy who's going to take the 49ers to the next level because they don't have to rely on a 22-year-old under center. That's a good pocket to me. Instead, it's short, incomplete pass. All right, last play here, and I like focusing on third downs just because that's when you get the most exotic looks from the defense, and that's when you pretty much find out who can play, right? So these are the downs that matter. That's why they call them money downs. All right, so Jimmy goes to Brandon Ayuk in the slot here. That's what he's looking at first. Would never blame him for that. So Seattle, they're going to run a simulated pressure here. So they're going to blitz a linebacker or somebody from the second level while one of your defensive linemen falls off. It's actually a good call from Seattle. Let's watch what they do. So the defensive end to the top of the screen, he's going to act like he's rushing and fall off right into where Brandon Ayuk goes. Jimmy could easily force this, and it could be a big mistake. So he recognizes that, knows, hey, there's no throwing window for me to go here. Does a good job of coming back to the other side of the field. Get it to your check down. Let him make a play. First down. Again, it seems simple, but it's not. And this is how you stay on the field. Don't have to force it. Don't have to. So even if you think the play is going to turn out a certain way, you can't stay on those reads. So good job there. Comes back. You see him go bang, bang. So gets through his reads quickly. Doesn't give the pressure time to get there. And just lets the playmakers do the work. Simple, nice. And I am fascinated to see how the play calling changes moving forward. In the first half, it seemed like they were pretty content with letting him throw the ball down the field and outside the numbers. And then, I don't know if it was due to, the rain starting to fall, the score in general, trying to get out of there with a win, but got to open the offense up. Like they ended up scoring a touchdown, but I thought the 49ers did leave some points and scoring opportunities on the board toward the end of the game here. So Denver on deck. We know that they're probably going to get the best version of Russell Wilson just because that's how it works. So we'll see how the offense reacts under the lights. Sunday Night Football next week. I will see you then.